Hi, Kiefer and Rory. Nanny's gonna read one more today in case I don't have a chance to tomorrow, okay? Here we go. Nanny found this one. The Tale of Sir Dragon, dealing with bullies and dragons. We go. One hot August day, at the end of last week, I went to meet Dragon, who lives near the creek. He carried a shield and his teddy did too, so I cheered. Come on, Dragon, I know what we'll do. We were going together to camp for the day, but first we had to get ready to play. Hand in hand, we raced home and I grabbed what I could. Scissors, glue, cardboard, tape, tinfoil, and wood. We snipped and we cut, we glued, then we both donned the armor of ages long past. Raising my sword, I cried, from east to west, from north to south, on a knight's noble quest. To the park, Dad joined in, set off at a trot, it's time to head out to Camp Camelot. When we got to the drawbridge, Dad hugged us goodbye. We went off to play the dragon and I. Through the playground we jousted, a chivalrous pair, till we bumped into 3 other knights standing there. One of them sneered, "Well, what have we here?" And I looked at the dragon, whose eyes filled with fear. "A dragon," he smirked. "We told you before, you're too big, tall, and green to play knights anymore. Let's chase him away," he cried, raising his shield. "We'll vanquish the dragon, we'll make that beast yield." My poor friend the dragon, his head hanging low, turned around sadly and started to go. But that bully wasn't done. With a blistering stare, he boldly walked up and snatched Dragon's bear. "Wait a minute," I cried. "What you're doing's not right. The dragon's a trustworthy, most valiant knight. No one should ever be treated this way. Give back his bear and let's all of us play." Surprised at my outburst, he laughed. "Can't be done. Dragons aren't knights and they can't join the fun." With that, all 3 left. I stood there and frowned. A fat dragon teardrop fell to the ground. "I know what to do. I know just the thing," I smiled. "Let's petition for help from the king." It took but a moment to reach the king's court, and bowing quite humbly, I gave my report. "A serious charge," he says. "I must agree. I'm glad that you both brought this issue to me. I'll send a command, and as quick as they're able, we'll meet with them here around the round table. My good friend the dragon, big, tall, and green, went off for a walk hand in hand with the queen." As soon as the group of knights could be found, the bully, his friends, and I gathered round. The king asked us, "What does it mean to belong? Was treating the dragon that way right or wrong?" "Have you ever felt picked on?" I asked. "Have you felt small? Have you felt like there's no one who likes you at all?" We sat there a while, no one making a sound, and then the mean knight said, looking around, "It doesn't feel good, I have to admit. I've been picked on before. I don't like it one bit. I've been told I'm too little and too young to play, but I didn't think dragons would feel left out that way. The king said to the boy, I'll make this quite clear. We'll have absolutely no bullying here. Go on a quest to fix what you've done wrong and think about how you can all get along. Bowing low to the king, as all proper knights do, he agreed to the quest, and we all then withdrew. It wasn't much later, as we sat eating lunch, that dragon and I saw that bunch. My friend sat up tall, his head held up high, and he looked at the bully right in the eye. You can play, the knight said. What I did was not fair. Then he reached out and gave back my friend's teddy bear. Ah. On a scroll together, we wrote a decree that all knights, including the dragon and me, wouldn't take things or hurt or say anything mean. Then we knelt and were honored by both king and queen. Wow, look at that. We Camelot knights of the King's Round Table each chose a horse from the playground stable, and set off together, a bright, merry band. In search of adventure, we traveled the land. By and by, we heard faintly a cry of his distress. To the rescue! We hollered with brave nobleness. We gathered all five at the base of a tree where a kitten was clinging precariously. It's no use, we can't reach, I said with a sigh. She's stuck in the branches up way too high. But guess who's tall enough, hey? But Sir Dragon stepped forward and, stretching quite tall, grasped the poor kitten before she could fall. He placed her quite gently back on the ground, and cheering, we other knights crowded around. Hip, hip, hooray for the big, tall, green knight who rescued the damsel from perilous flight. So we rode through the country performing great deeds, 5 noble knights and on our trustworthy steeds. And my good friend the dragon, who stood proud and tall, was the bravest and noblest knight of them all. And the dragon's decree right here. I will use my words and actions to help, not harm. If I or someone else is bullied, I will get help. I will not encourage a bully. I will learn to accept others for who they are and treat them with kindness. That's very nice, eh? There you go, and that's just grown-up writing. But that's the end of this story, guys. Nanny loves you. Good night, Rory. Good night, Kiefer.